Dr. Arun Vaishya is with me. Dr. Rahul Katta, Honorary Secretary of ROSA, is with me. I hand over my mic to Rahul Katta ji. Please welcome Dr. J Thakkar, and then Dr. President sir is there.
So thank you, Dr. Garg. On behalf of Rajasthan Orthopedic Surgeons Association, I welcome all the participants and especially Dr. J Thakkar sir, who has consented and spared some time to give us the insight about work-life balance. So is, I think, immense experience as an orthopedic surgeon and the later part of the life which he is enjoying now will enlighten us how to balance our life with the work. In the continuation, I would like to invite our ROSA President, Dr. Arun Vaishya, to welcome Dr. J Thakkar and start the proceedings of today's session. Dr. Arun Vaishya, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rahul. On behalf of ROSA, I would like to welcome Dr. J Thakkar sahab, who has kindly consented to give a talk on work and personal and professional life balance. It's a great pleasure to hear Dr. Thakkar after a very, very long time. He was a great stalwart in orthopedics, and we decided that we should have a talk with somebody who is into orthopedics and who is also very close to his personal life. So we decided Dr. Thakkar to involve into it, and we are kind enough that he has given his consent to give his talk. I welcome Dr. Thakkar sahab for his talk, and to tell you, Dr. Thakkar, that your talk would be live streamed to all over Rajasthan, and we all ROSA members are going to hear from you. Over to Dr. Thakkar sahab, and welcome once again. Thank you so much.
Dr. Vaishya, the housekeeping thing, as we put our cell phones on mute mode, I request every member of ROSA who is attending this to be on the mute mode, so there is no disturbance. At the outset, I don't agree with Rahul Garg that orthopedic surgeons are not happy. You attend IUA dinner and you will see how happy we are, merrily drinking and enjoying ourselves. Without wasting much time, I would like to share my screen, and here we go. Can you give me the rights to share the screen, please?
Dr. Garg?
He's trying, I think.
Dr. Garg, allow sir to share his screen.
Yeah, if you can make me host, then I think I can share the screen probably. Okay, I think I can do that.
Yes, sir. We are able to see your screen.
Yeah. So I was listening to all the talks about work-life balance. Dr. Sancheti just half an hour ago gave a very good talk. Yesterday, Dr. Rajshekharan gave a very good talk. And I think all of us probably agree that are we talking of work-life balance, or are we talking of balanced life? Because work is a major part of our life in our career. So I think I should be talking more of a balanced life than work-life balance, because I thought that was the correct way to say that. Now, what is life, first of all, and what is the art of living? The life and its importance and what makes you happy changes from time to time. So you cannot define life or what makes you happy. When I was a practicing orthopedic surgeon, I enjoyed surgeries and I enjoyed, giving surgical demonstrations or teaching. And now what brings me happiness is to play with my children. And this is in the Halloween, they told me that I should become a patient. So I became a patient, my son became a doctor, my granddaughter became a fireman, and my grandson became a policeman. And that gives me happiness now. So at every stage of life, happiness definition changes. We, as you know, our Puranas have divided our life into 4 ashrams: Brahmacharya ashram, Grihasthashram, Vanaprasthashram, and Sannyasashram. Now, the most balanced life, if you see, it is in Brahmacharya ashram. I'll come to it a little later. And it is very easy to transition from Brahmacharya ashram to Grihasthashram. But the Grihasthashram is the most challenging part of our life, where we have to balance so many things. Then from Grihasthashram to Vanaprasthashram and to Sannyasashram is the most difficult transition, because we do not know when to stop working, when to see the life in a very different perspective. And the most important thing is how to fruitfully spend our time, because most of the time when we are busy, our time just flies. And when we have no occupation, like, a surgery, then you do not know what to do with your time. And then it becomes the most difficult part of your life. And you should be preparing for this right from your early days. Now, in Brahmacharya ashram, you have a very balanced life. You have no responsibilities. You sleep very well. You eat very well. You just have to study and you have to enjoy your life. You play the whole day. You have all the hobbies. And suddenly when you come to Grihasthashram, you forget all those things, because now you want additional responsibilities. And those additional responsibilities of earning, of looking after family, to create family, to looking after family, to create your own career, suddenly you forget that life was so balanced just yesterday, and today it became so imbalanced. And for doctors, of course, the life is always going to be imbalanced, because sometimes we do not have any control over our time, because suddenly the emergency may come or whatever may come, and then we do not know how to handle it. So I have some guidelines for that. That in Grihasthashram, you have 4 things to look after: work, health, relationship, and hobbies. We all look after our work very well, very diligently. We neglect our health, we neglect our relationship, and we neglect our hobbies. So if you remember that, yes, besides work, there are these 3 things which are very important, I think you will be able to give reasonable time to all these things. Now, when you have work, or when you are in life, or when you are in Grihasthashram, you divide your work into 4 quadrants: important and urgent, which you cannot just put it under the rug. Say, for example, you are busy with your daughter's wedding, but in your hospital, suddenly a patient comes who is almost dying. Naturally, this will be the most important thing, important and urgent. And you would definitely rush as an orthopedic surgeon, I'm sure, if you do not have any other help or if they require you. Then comes the work which is important but not very urgent. And there are so many such works which are very important in our day-to-day life, which we need to look after. Then comes the routine work which must be done, like taking rounds, doing dressing, talking to the patient, conducting our OPD. And then comes work which is neither important and nor urgent. And unfortunately, in pandemic, I saw many of the surgeons are spending their time, or many of the people all over the world are spending their time in non-important and non-urgent things, like, on WhatsApp, on Facebook. This was the time when we had so much of time to spend with our family, the time we have to, enhance our knowledge, to learn some newer things, to develop our hobbies. But most of the people just wasted the time. I see so many people also spending this time very fruitfully, but majority of them, they did not take this opportunity to do what they wanted to do, which they could not. Now, this particular number of 996, there is a great moment in China about this number 996. People who are working in IT industry and other industries in China, which has become superpower at the cost of human relationship and human life, they make people work from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock in the night, 6 days a week. And people are resisting this. Don't you think your life fits into this pattern? that you, as an orthopedic surgeon, spend roughly 12 to 14 or 16 hours in your work, neglecting your health, your relationship, your hobbies. So remember this number, 996, and think how I can make best use of my time. Now, the most important thing, and the thing which we can never earn back ever in our life, the clock starts and then it stops when we are dead. So time management is most important. You can earn money, you can earn your practice, you can build up your practice, but you can never regain your time which you have lost. So follow your body clock. Like my body clock says, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I do a little meditation, then I study, then I do surgery. And in the afternoon, I take nap because, after surgeries, I'm tired and I cannot really concentrate in my OPD. So I would take a nap. Your body clock may be different, but you must know what is your body clock. Rest enough. Now, most of the time, this is the most important thing which we neglect. 7 to 8 hours of rest is very, very important, because otherwise you will not be able to function at your top ability. And never miss the family time. I mean, right from my beginning days, whenever there was a birthday in the family, a distant cousin or whoever it was, I would go, I would attend all the weddings, I would attend all the funerals, all the birthdays. And this, if you continue, this will be very fruitful, become old. The second most important thing is, we do not define and stick to end time. We all say that, okay, I'll start my work at 7 in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning. But what time will you end? When the last patient comes? I have seen people who work till 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, operate at that time. Well, if you like it, do it. But otherwise, say that 8 o'clock, I am going to stop my work, no matter what happens. Then probably you will stop at 8:30. But if you do not put your end time, you are never going to be successful. Second most important thing is, learn to say no. Do not take too many things in your hand. And this is the most important thing. You cannot tell no to your boss. You cannot say no to your colleague. You cannot say no to your friend. Start learning to say no. And you don't have to give any excuses. Sorry, my hands are full. I cannot really take. I appreciate that you consider me very appropriate for this work, but I don't think I'll be able to do any justice to it. Then avoid multitasking. Now, what happens is that you start a particular work and then suddenly something else comes up and then you go there. By the time you finish that work, the third thing comes up. So by the time you reach your first work, you have forgotten where you have stopped. So you have to start probably all over again or halfway through, and you waste a lot of your time. So whatever you are doing, complete that work and then only go to the next task. This will save you a lot of trouble and you will not be wasting so much of your time. And delegate work. I mean, you can't be doing, scrubbing of the patient, positioning the patient, stitching the patient. Do the important part of the work. You have so many people to do the other work. Same thing, accounts, same thing about managing, public relations in the hospital. Delegate work and you will have a lot of time which you can use fruitfully. Now, as they say that below age of 20, you will spend a lot of time with friends. But after 30, you will have a very small number of friends with whom you will spend time. So select your friends wisely and those who are important in your life. At the age of 20, you will spend small amount of time with your family and parents before end of your journey. So after 20, if you neglect your parents, if you neglect elders in the family, they want your company. Spend some time with them because tomorrow you will need your children's and grandchildren's time. So invest in this hobby or whatever you call it, but this will definitely help you in the long run. You spend a huge amount of time between age 20 and 60 with people you work. We orthopedic surgeons are very lucky. We have beautiful and very loving anesthetists and nurses and everybody to spend time with. But select the place where you want to work. If the work culture is not good, if you're not very happy, if they're pushing you too much to bring business, and if you're not happy, just leave it, because otherwise you will be always unhappy, cursing yourself, why am I working here? So select the best place of work which will give you happiness. As a parent, you will spend most of your time with your children between age of 25 and 50. but after that, they won't see you because they will be already grown. So impart, values early in life, teach them, what they want to know. Don't wait till they are grown up, because once they are grown up, they are never going to listen to you. And you must choose your life partner wisely, because as a doctor, if she does not understand your lifestyle and does not support you, then you are going to be very unhappy. She should be able to support you in your needs, because you will not have enough money, you will not have enough time, you will not have enough strength. And if she does not support you, you will be very, very unhappy. So select your life partner very wisely. And after age of 30 years, you will be spending a lot of time with yourself, and later in life, definitely. So learn to have toys when you are working, like I had navigation and now I have aircraft. So I'm happy alone. I mean, I don't need anybody's company. If there is nobody there, I can still spend my time very, very happily. Now, work management, strengthen your strengths. We were always told that, strengthen your weaknesses. But we spend so much of time strengthening our weaknesses that we do not have time to strengthen our strengths. I mean, if you are good in hand surgery, don't try trying to your hand in spine surgery. If you are good in arthroscopy, don't try doing a compound fracture. Because once you decide, this is my strength, I like this, keep on working harder on it, neglect everything else, because there are so many other specialists whom you can refer to, and they will be happy, you will be happy. Improve 1% of skill every day. When you try to improve a big chunk of skill in a few days, it will not happen. So every day, try to see how you can do better than yesterday. And slowly, because of effect of compounding, you will definitely become much better than what you are at the end of the year. Cherry pick your cases. Now, what happens is that the initial part of life, whatever comes in our hand, we would try to, do the surgery. But the more the success that you have out of the number of cases that you operate, the more happy you will be and more number of patients will come. I mean, without a major hospital, if you get a very bad pelvic injury and you are not very trained, or even if you are trained and you try to do in a small nursing home, and if the patient dies, you will not be very happy, or if you do not get a good result, you won't be very happy. The patients won't be happy, the relations won't be happy, and your name will go down. So cherry pick the cases which are going to give you success. If you think you are good in Colles fracture, keep doing that, and then master. Once you have mastered it, try to master something else, and work intensely. Whatever you do, you work intensely in that so that you enjoy it and you can give good results. So enjoy your work, as everybody says. Keep your score, like how many cases you did in a day, how many you did in a year, but do not compare that, XYZ is doing much more than me and I'm not able to do so much. Everybody is different. So keep your score for yourself to improve yourself, but do not compare. Run for fun, but do not run the rat race. Otherwise, you'll never be happy. Now, this is most important. Plan a reasonable schedule. When you put too many things to be done in a day, you are always going to be running behind time, because the day starts, say, at 7 o'clock in the morning. The patient is not fit, or suddenly something happens, and your surgery is delayed by half an hour. And then you have a tension of the next case and the next case and the OPD and everything. So if you think that you can do 10 things in a day, start making a schedule only for 5 things in a day, because then you can add something later. But once you have committed for 10 things in a day, you are going to be very unhappy. You are going to be running after this, and you will never be able to do good things, and you will try to do multitasking. So plan a very, very reasonable schedule. Take lesser in your plate than what you can eat. Now, the money is very important. So remember, start investing very early, whatever, 10% of your daily income or 1% of your daily income, because it will get compounded over a period of time and it will give you good returns. Backward integration, like having a radiologic, X-ray machine or a pathology laboratory with some pathologist, or sharing a space with somebody, like a physician or a rheumatologist who will be able to help you, or a physiotherapy clinic, which will earn you again a passive income, which will be very, very helpful in your life. And do charity every day, because that is going to be building up over a period of time, and create wealth. Just don't have money, but create wealth in the form of goodwill, in the form of friends, in the form of family, and that is going to help you in life. You must have hobbies, and Dr. Tanna told me that, Chandu, you should have one outdoor activity and one indoor activity, because initial part of your life you will be having a lot of enthusiasm and strength that you can do outdoor activity, but later in life, when your body is not helping you, you will enjoy some indoor activity. So always think of this. But do not neglect health, which is very, very important, which we normally do not look after, but we must do as doctors. And last but not important thing is that we have a circle of concern. We all have our difficulties. We all have our tensions. We have bank loan to pay. We have so many problems. But your circle of influence should be larger than your circle of concerns. And the circle of influence can be the goodwill from the patients, the money that you have earned, the family who can support you, the partner who can support you in life. And this is going to be the happiness factor in your life. So friends, there is nothing like work-life balance. What we must do is have a balanced life. And I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, sir. It was a beautiful talk. Now I would invite the Jodhpur Orthopedic Surgeons members, if they have any questions. Our Jodhpur Orthopedic Surgeon is also led by Dr. Kishore. He is president of our Jodhpur Orthopedic Society. Sir, would you like to ask Dr. J Thakkar, sir?
Hi, sir. I'm Dr. Kishore. How are you? It was nice listening to you. Just wanted to know, sir, what made you decide all of a sudden that you would leave the practice, such a roaring practice, and go to US or whatever it is? How did you decide in favor of stopping the practice? Did you plan it before, or it was just one precipitating factor, something, and you decided?
Your question itself, that why did I retire?
Yeah.
Rather than you asking me now, sir, why are you not retiring? I have, I mean, about one incident. I was at Candy, and one of our very senior, respected orthopedic surgeon who was at the age of around 80 plus at that time, I finished my surgeries at 5 o'clock in the evening, and he enters the theater. And I asked him, sir, what are you doing today? And he says, I'm doing DHS. And then he went into the changing room, and he could not change himself. He had to take help of a servant because he could not even stand on his one foot, at that. So I told sir that, sir, if you want, I am free, I can help you. He said, no, I'll be able to manage. A man who cannot change himself wants to operate is something which I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to retire, like as Vijay Merchant said, that when people ask me, why have you retired? Not when they say, why are you not retired? You asked this question to Sachin Tendulkar as well, right? But did you ask this to Dhoni? Dhoni just said, I'm just walking out. So, when my second grandchild was born, and my wife was there in USA, she used to be in USA 6 months because, for the grandchildren, and I was operating here. She sent me one picture where I saw the happiness in their eyes. And I said, look, I'm missing this. So I just said, okay, I don't want to work anymore. Enough of it. I have reasonable amount of money, but I want to enjoy life with my grandchildren. I have not regretted a single day. I have become, horse for them. They have sat on my shoulder. They have sat on my back. All those gives me more happiness than, doing TKR. So that is the thing. That's why I retired.
So what is your advice to we people?
See, I mean, everybody has different goals in life, different requirements. It's not necessary to retire to enjoy life. Like when I was operating and busy, even during those periods, suddenly I said, oh, Saturday, there is no work. Come on, let's get out.
We are
I will
unable
tell
to
my
hear
wife,
you.
call her up and say, okay, let's go out somewhere out of Bombay and enjoy our life. or let's go to club on Friday evening and do a swim, or sit in a bar and have a drink, or just talk. So what I had done was every Wednesday I would spend time with my wife. We would tell children that, look, you're free to do whatever you want, but we two are going to have quality time, and we are just going to spend the time together. Remember, retiring is not easy. You will have enough money, probably all of you, to retire. But if you do not have something to look forward to every day, then you will not be very happy. Like, at present, I came here at the age of 65, I retired, and then I started to learn flying. And flying is as difficult as surgery, because you need to have a lot of theoretical knowledge, and you should have your skills with your hand. And as a surgeon, if you do not use your hands and your mind and hand-mind coordination, you'll go mad. So I enjoy my flying so much that, I used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning when I was a student, when I was an orthopedic surgeon, read something, and then go and start surgery at 7 o'clock. I do the same thing. My flight starts at 6 in the morning with my instructor. It started at 6 o'clock with my instructor because it's quiet time. Weather is good. So even at that age, this age, I get up at 4 in the morning. I read about flying, what is new, what is lacking in me. Now I have that passion, and with that passion, I can remain alive. But if you don't have passion in life, don't retire. Continue working. You can continue doing charity work. You can do only consulting work if you cannot operate anymore. But if you have something else, like I enjoy golf, I enjoy cycling, I enjoy, visiting places. So depending upon what you like, but if it should be able to fill your day for about 8 to 10 hours and you get tired, then only you will enjoy retirement. Otherwise not.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Nice hearing so many good the wisdom from you, the words of wisdom from you. Now I think people are quite enlightened, and take home message is that balanced life is a must in everybody's. Be the career, be an orthopedic surgeon or a doctor or an engineer or maybe a finance professional or anybody. Everybody should lead a balanced life.
Absolutely. That's
Right,
most
sir.
important. Yeah.
I think we have had a very nice session today. I think everybody is happy of hearing Dr. CJ Thakkar, sir. Right, sir? We would take a leave from you, and
Enjoy your day.
whenever you are in India and whenever you are in Rajasthan, especially Jodhpur or Jaipur, we would love to have you in a physical meet also. Dr. Rahul Katta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the end of the session. Some vote of thanks from you.